Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, I'm going to be covering the crypto news. But first, I want to give you guys a quick little rundown of what's going on in the crypto market. And we have to start that out with the crypto prices. So as you can probably see here, the entire crypto market is down about 2% today. If we look at Bitcoin specifically, it is down about 2%, Ethereum down about 3%, BNB down about 2.5%. These numbers are changing, of course, every second right here. XRP down about 2.5% and Solana down about 5%. Over the last hour, a lot of altcoins have actually started to pump just a little bit. But even the average on that would be most likely at about plus 0.3 or something of the sort. It is not too bright of a day, not too positive. And we're actually starting to see that in most of our charts as well. Over on one of the most popular Bitcoin weekly charts here, we can see that in the way in which it's going right now, it is looking as if this price can actually turn back around and showcase for us a 10th weekly negative candle for Bitcoin. For reference here, Bitcoin actually got rejected at the $30,600 mark. Again, this little resistance here, we can actually move over just a little bit, depending on how we define our previous tops right here. This entire little area of woodwork as our little upper band, so to speak. But as we can clearly see here, we got rejected at exactly that top, and we're falling back. We don't know if we're going to hit the bottom yet again, or if we have to use some of our zoomed out charts, like for example, this weekly chart right here, where it looks as if Bitcoin has found a proper bottom and is actually going to start turning back around and going to most likely just start pumping a little bit. Again, zooming out, I also like to look at this chart right here and at this chart right here, where on most of these, it looks as if a nice little bottom has been formed. And again, these $40,000 price barriers or so look to be the closest point for us. Again, over on this weekly, chart here, what it showcased for us is the moment that we start to break out above 36,000 is we're going to start to see 40,000. And once we're back above the $40,000 mark, we're back inside this range here. And then it's going to be almost no time before we're most likely at about $70,000 to $80,000. Obviously, though, ever since Bitcoin got rejected right now, what we're waiting for is a similar breakout as to what we saw a couple of days ago. And again, if you're wondering what my next trade is going to be, guys, I am putting a lot of freaking money on this next trade the moment that it comes along. What we're waiting for is a breakout with some confirmation. The moment we get this confirmation towards the upside, I am taking the trade yet again. And I'm going to take this on almost any single altcoin that I can find. I'm going to most likely do this over on Bybit or maybe Margex, depending on how things go. But a link for Bybit is down below. And on the XRP chart, the exact same thing applies. If you actually trade this chart every single time you get the confirmation, I think it's going to be a very small chance that you will lose money. Why? Take a look at this. Here we got our breaker candle and some confirmation afterwards. There was some price action and you should have sold then at about, let's say, up to about 3.5%, maybe 4% worth of profit or so. But with our leverage, that is 30 to 40% worth of profit that you could have taken. If you're just satisfied at about 10% worth of profit or so, this was a very easy trade to take. But we can say 30% even, that would have been fine. If you basically took the trade the moment that this candle closed, which is when we got ourselves some confirmation. Here yet again, we got ourselves the breakout candle. This is officially not the breakout candle that we would like because this is basically a trap, came right back to our zone and broke out again. It's not valid basically, but to digress here, let's say you were taking my strategy a little bit too strictly to always trade the breakouts whenever they form in such a clear pattern. We got ourselves the green breakout candle with the confirmation. If we took the trade as of that point, would have been roughly about 2.5% profit that we could have taken at the maximum, which is about 25% profit or so with our leverage. And again, we could just wait for another move akin and just take it accordingly. Because again, the chance of winning these trades is ridiculously high, which is why I trade these breakouts so often. It just works so very freaking often. Then again, guys, I do not think it's the stupidest idea to have a little long position open that's a little bit on the lower leverage side, just because it's more likely that we're actually going to start to see these 50% upsides or so within the next couple of weeks than further downside. Even though on the news side there's a lot of fear, Elon Musk has super bad feeling about the economy, terrible news for crypto. I've said this before, right? A lot of these stocks will most likely fall in the wake of the entire, system collapsing, so to speak. I honestly don't think, though, that crypto will foresee the same fate. I think eventually, within a couple of months already, crypto is going to start to find this turnaround where stocks are going to fall and cryptos are going to rise. I'm saying this because as of this point, crypto and stocks are in the same little box where you basically buy it to hold on for a longer time and make money on it. People are not buying it for the risk-off asset or anything of this sort. Too little people are doing that. Too many whales are buying it for this exact reason. However, that has a caveat to it. There's a lot of freaking institutions that are buying it with the idea in mind that it's a safe haven for the newer financial system, or a safe haven if our current operations and whatnot break. And the thing is, guys, As of this point, a lot of retail has been selling to these whales, right? Not really that many whales have sold or so. It's a lot of price manipulation, price action with the idea to get these prices down to kind of combine with the correlation we've seen in stocks, or to combine and basically follow stocks to have this positive direct correlation, basically. I think eventually it's going to switch over the moment that stocks actually start to really collapse. There's a couple of FUD pieces here and there, and this is going to stay. It's going to be there forever. A bill is coming out now seeking 2-year Bitcoin mining ban. It just passed New York State Senate. Is this really bad? Is this something you should worry about? Absolutely not. And we'll see more of these articles. We'll see more of this FUD. We'll see more of this action where they're trying to get you out of this system. They're trying to prevent you from joining the system. They're trying to prevent you from having anything to do with it, and they'll blame it on energy. There was also a lot of FUD recently about the 1 billion XRP that got released, as a lot of XRP is now being moved by Ripple. I saw a lot of people being scared about it or having some FUD about it. Just know it happens every single month. And I, at the end of the day, still think it's a very positive thing. The fact that Ripple is still moving such a huge amount of crypto, even though they got sued by the SEC, is showcasing the SEC didn't go for a preliminary injunction, meaning they probably didn't have the power to actually say, hey, Ripple, you're still doing something wrong. Let us make sure you stop that right now to not hurt more people. And that's actually really positive if you think about it from the greater perspective. The fact that Jed McCallum and Ripple can still sell XRP as it currently stands showcases to me the SEC is not going after current day XRP, but only about previous day XRP. At the end of the day, I think that's just a very big plus. The fact that whatever we are trading right now, whatever you have right now, it probably just cannot lose, so to speak. But yeah, just give you guys a quick rundown, I'm extremely bullish on crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, all these different cryptos that I talk about on the channel all the time. Over a medium term, I still think we're going to see some crazy freaking spike, but it might take a little bit over a month or so, something like that. On the short term, a lot of volatility is warranted. I mean, we can definitely see the 10th weekly negative close, but the more negative closes we get, and this is maybe me as a risk taker, but the more I start to DCA and really start to buy heavily, because again, you can only go down so long. I personally think a lot of these things are very good buys at these moments, and even if you're not going for a really short-term long position, maybe the best idea is just to buy yourself some crypto. Remember guys, there's a very big trading competition coming up soon over on Bybit. If you're not part of the team just quite yet, make sure you check it out. But for right now, all I can say is, I know when I'm going to set my trades in, but I'm going to actually go with some long positions here, because we have not broken out toward the downside just quite yet. You might say, well, but look at this. We keep falling back at this channel. Yes, and the moment we actually fall for XRP below 36 cents or so, I might look into getting a short going. And it can happen, guys. It can happen for sure. But that's why we go for these shorter term trades. And the longer term trade is just, well, buy and kind of forget about it, because, well, that's usually how I go about my crypto buys. But yeah, that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Again, there's a very big Bybit competition coming up here where there's $8 million to be won. And all you need to have is $500 in your account, and to register, make sure you use the link down below if you want those bonuses. There's a lot of freaking cool gifts and stuff that I can give out. Make sure you're part of that, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.